Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is outside of medicine. Continue to read the Iliad by Homer. I'm going to continue to read. He aimed and hurled, and his spear's long shadow flew, a clean hit, no miss, trained at the head of Hector. His helmet reached, but bronze glanced off bronze, and never grazed from firm flesh. The helmet blocked it. Triple ply with the great blank hollow eyes, a gift of Apollo, sprinting a long way back, downfield, and at last Hector rejoined his men, and sinking down onto one knee, propped himself with a strong hand planted against the earth, and the world went black as night across his eyes. But soon as Tydides followed up his spear, tracked his flight far down along the front, where it stuck instead, Hector caught his breath, and, broadening his car, drove for his own main force as he hurled clear of the dark face of death, Diomedes shouting after him, shaking his spear, "Now again! You escaped your death, your dog, but a good close brush with death it was, I would say. Now again, your Phoebus Apollo pulls you through, and one you pray to. Wading into our storm of spears, we'll fight again. I will finish you off next time, if one of the dogs will only urge me on as well, but now I'll go for the others, anyone I can catch." And he set to stripping his kill, Paeon's spearman's son, but at once Paris, the lord of fair-haired Helen, drew his bow at the rugged Captain Diomedes, the archer, leaning firmly against the pillar, raised on the man-made tomb of Dundon's son, Iliad, an old lord of the realm in ancient days. As Diomedes was stripping strong, Agastrophus bare, tearing the burnished breastplate of his victim's chest, the shield from his shoulders, and heavy crested helmet, Paris, clenching the grip and drawing back his bow, shot, no wasted shot. It whizzed from his hand and punched the flat top of Tydides' right foot, and the shaft dug through and stuck first in the ground, and loose a heady laugh of triumph. Paris leapt from his hiding place and shouted out in glory, "Now you're hit, no wasted shot, my wing arrow, but would to God I'd hit you deep in the guts, and ripped your life away, then my Trojans could catch their breath again. Reprieved from death, they cringed at you like bleating goats before some lion." But never flinching, staunch Diomedes countered, "So brave with your bow and arrows, big bravado, glistening love locks, roving eye for girls, come, try me in combat, weapons hand to hand, bow and splitting shafts will never help you then. You scratch my foot and you are wanting all the same, but who cares? A woman or idiot boy could wound me so. The shaft of a good for nothing, cowards got no point, but mine's got heft and edge. Let it graze a man, my weapon works in your flesh and drops his dead, and his good wife will tear her cheeks in grief. Its sons are orphans, and he, soaking the soil red with his own blood, he rots away himself, more birds than women flocking around his body." So he yelled, and the famous spearman Odysseus rushed in close and reared up to shield him. Slipping behind, Tydides dropped to a knee and yanked the wing arrow from his foot. As the raw pain went stabbing through his flesh, back, Diomedes jumped on his car and told his driver to make for the hollow ships. Tydides wrecked with pain. That left the famous spearman Odysseus on his own. Not a single Argive comrade standing by his side, since panic seized them all. Unnerved himself, Odysseus proved his own great fighting heart. "Oh dear God, what becomes of Odysseus now?" a disgraceful thing if I should break and run, fearing their man falls. But it's far worse if I'm taken all alone. Look, Zeus just drove the rest of my comrades off in panic flight. But why debate, my friend? Why thrash things out? Cowards, I know, would quit the fighting now, but the man who wants to make his mark in war must stand his ground and brace for all he's worth. Suffer his wounds or wound his man to death. Weighing it all, heart and soul, as on they came, waves of children, shields men, crowding him tighter, closing in on their own sure destruction. Like hounds and lusty hunters closing, ringing a wild bow till out of his thicket lyre he crashed, whetting his white tusks sharp in his band, wrenching jaws, and they rush into attack, and under the barbs and shouts you can hear the gnash of tusks, but the man stand firm, terrible, murderous as he is. So the children ringing Odysseus dear to Zeus, rushing him straight on, but he longed first, wounding lordly Diopedes, spear shaft slice into children's shoulder, then cut down, thorn and enormous in their blood. Chrysidemus next, vaulting down from his car, Odysseus caught him up under the bulging shield with a jabbing spear that split him crotch to navel. The man writhed in the dust, hands clasping to the earth. Odysseus left them dead and screwed Hipposus' son, one Chaereps, the blood brother of wealthy Saucus. But Saucus moved in quick as a god to shield his kin, standing up to his enemy, crying out, Odysseus, wide for fame, glutton for cunning, glutton for war, today you can triumph over the two sons of Hipposus, killing such good men and stripping off their gear, or beaten down by my spear, you'll breathe your last. With that, he stabbed at Odysseus' balanced shield, straight through the gleaming hide, the heavy weapon jaw, ripping down and in through the breastplate finely worked, and it flayed the skin clean off Odysseus' ribs. But Pallas Athena would never let it pierce her hero's vitals. Odysseus knew the end had not yet come, so no final fatal wound, and drawing back, he hurled his boast at Saucus. Poor man, headlong death is about to overtake you. You've stopped my fighting against the children, true, but I tell you here and now that a dark, bloody doom will take you down today, gouged by my spear. You give me glory now. You give your life to the famous horseman Death. I'm going to stop here today and continue next time. Thank you for watching.